Hello and welcome to On the Bench, Estuary TV's weekly sports discussion show for Lincolnshire and East Yorkshire. On the programme tonight, we'll be bringing you a roundup of the weekend's local sports in action and discussing some of the big stories from hitting the headlines in our region. Joining me in the studio to do so are our first guests of the world of lacrosse, Gareth Cornelius from Hull Lacrosse and Aiden Jakubic from Lincoln City Lacrosse. Thank you both for joining me. Also on the show tonight, Matt Denson has been finding out all about futsal over at Peaks Lane YMCA, and Tom Reid is here to answer your questions in a view from the Estuary. Stay tuned for all of that. But first on the show, let's take a roundup of the weekend scores. Here's Team Talk. Hull beat Cardiff 4-0 with Nikita Jelovic scoring twice, plus strikes from Tom Huddlestone and Jake Livermore doing the damage and giving manager Steve Bruce his 100th Premier League win as manager. In the FA Trophy, Grimsby drew 1-1 with Cambridge but lost the tie overall 3-2 despite a spirited performance in the second half, with Scott Nielsen's volley in the first half all they had to show for their efforts. Scunthorpe beat Portsmouth 5-1 with David Sayers scoring his first ever hat-trick to go level on points with Chesterfield in Sky Bet League 2, who suffered a shock defeat to lowly Wycombe. In the Skrill Premier, Lincoln drew 1-1 at home to Chester with Delano Sam York putting the Imps ahead, and after being pegged back, Alan Power had his penalty saved to deny Lincoln all 3 points. Jamie Yates scored for North Ferriby as they drew 1-1 at Gloucester City, a result which sees them replaced at the top of Conference North by AFC Telford. Cleethorpes Town drew an entertaining game 3-0 with Hemsworth elsewhere in the division for Grimsby Borough. A solitary goal by Kyle Bensley was the only bright moment as they lost 3-1 at Hall Road Rangers. Likewise, Louth Town also lost by the same scoreline at home to Shore Lane Aquaforce, with Joseph Gale getting their goal. In the Northern Premier League First Division South, John Guy's goal for goal was not enough as they lost 2-1 at Gresley FC. Brigtown were also defeated on their travels, going down 3-0 at Mickleover Sport. In rugby, Cleethorpes were mauled by the Rugby Lions in the Midlands, losing their game 53-3 in the Junior Vars semi-final. In lacrosse, Hull defeated Stoke 21-9 and finished their season in 4th position. Finally, in boxing, Hull's Luke Campbell beat Scott Moises in his 5th successive win in what was his first 8-round bout. And Curtis Woodhouse ended his boxing career on a high, beating Darren Hamilton and winning the British light welterweight in the process. Really unlucky for Grimsby Town, they're narrowly missing out on another trip to Wembley. Remember, if we haven't featured your scores and your clubs in the area and you'd like us to, just give us a mention. All you need to do is email us with your results and we'll include them on next week's programme. The email address is onthebench@estuary.tv. Now let's just turn our attention to our guests, 2 people who are always sending out their results, but they're actually joining us in the studio this evening. So welcome to On the Bench, Gareth and Aiden. Welcome to the show. Let's just start off with a quick introduction to you both, because you're both from the world of lacrosse. So if you just want to start off, Aiden, and just tell me about Lincoln.
Yep, so basically I graduated from the University of Lincoln around about 3 years ago and set up Lincoln City Lacrosse Club. From there we compete in our second year in Nemler, which is the same as what Gareth competes in as well. And we have a strong base of Lincoln City players only, and we also have university players as well that play for us on a Saturday, as well as university in the week.
Brilliant. And Gareth, if you could just tell me about Hull.
Yeah, I started playing for Hull University in around 2007, and when I graduated in 2008 I set up Hull Lacrosse Club, so we've been going for quite a few years now, and we have probably a bigger number of players from the local area, but we still draw a lot of players from the university as well.
Definitely. So you're 2 uni boys, quite local, with the teams being quite close together. Is there a bit much of a rivalry between you?
I think there definitely is. I mean, I used to play for Hull before I set up Lincoln City, and Gareth actually used to coach the university team when I was there as well. So I think there is a bit of a rivalry, but
it's all friendly.
It's definitely a friendly one.
So I'm not going to have to split you up halfway through the show.
No, we've played our games for this season. So that's all done now.
So how did both your seasons go, Gareth? You've finished 4th, as I've just said.
Yeah, it's been a good season for us. We've had a lot of ups and downs. We've lost a lot of players. A couple of our students have gone abroad to study this year, so we've lost them. But we've had a decent end to the season, finishing 4th. We've achieved our aims, so we're quite happy, really.
Brilliant. And Aiden, how's your season gone?
It's not gone so well in terms of results, but I think as a club we've progressed quite well. I know we are new to the league, so we have had a consistent base of players. We haven't got the results, but I think the performances have definitely been a lot better this year for our club. Just
quickly as well, can you just explain to anybody that doesn't know about lacrosse, just really simple steps or what the sport's about, really?
Is that one? Okay. Yeah. So lacrosse is probably best described as being similar to hockey, but it's played above your head. So you're talking about hand-eye coordination skills being needed, It's fast-paced. It's dubbed the fastest sport on 2 feet due to the nature of the way the game's played.
Okay.
But it's really accessible.
Okay, I'll have to wear my stilts for that one then if it's above your head. Well, thank you very much for that one. Next up on the show, Tom Reid is here to answer your questions that have been tweeted in, and here he is with a view from the Estuary.
Hello and welcome to this week's View from the Estuary. Will Grimsby Town's FA Trophy defeat spur them on to succeed in the... That's a great question. If you look at Grimsby's next 4 games in the league, they've got Southport, Salisbury, Macclesfield and Hereford. Now 3 of those sides are below them in the table, so on paper they should be beating those sides. Salisbury, however, is above them. They are in fact occupying that last playoff place. They are facing Salisbury the game after Southport, so that game is crucial now for Grimsby. If they can pick up 3 points in that match, they'll close that gap to Salisbury by 1 point. And don't forget, they've already got 5 games in hand over most of the sides above them. So, you know, that's 15 points there that they could make up, and they could be way ahead then. And of course, Nuneaton and Gateshead dropped points at the weekend as well. You shouldn't always rely on other teams to drop points. You should rely on your own game. But that does help Grimsby, the fact those 2 sides drop points. So I think, although I've heard some fans saying, oh, we didn't want to win it, it's a distraction, it's only 1 game anyway. But they're out of that cup now. They can concentrate on the league. And I think if they can get rid of any injuries or any fatigue and stay fit, I think they've got a great chance of getting in those playoff places. Do you think that Russ Wilcox's Scunthorpe side have enough quality to sustain their promotion push? Well, just look at their current position. They're joint top with Chesterfield on 32 points. So already you're going to have to be a team of, you're going to have such bad luck if you drop so many points to fall out of the promotion places or even the playoffs. So they're already in a great position. And as for the quality in the squad, they've got Sires and Winnell scoring goals left, right and centre, as we saw, especially at the weekend as well on the 5-1 defeat. The 5-1 victory, Sires got 3 goals in that. Plus they've got Slocum as well at the back. He's a great shot stopper. He's got some good qualities, as Grimsby found out in the FA Cup tie with Scunthorpe. He made some great saves, and of course they've got momentum on their side as well. I think they're unbeaten in so many matches now. And Russ Wilcox is a new manager, I suppose, but he does know the team because he's already been a coach at the club when Brian Laws was there. So they've got a real chance, I think, of carrying on this promotion push. Can Hull City's English players force their way into the England World Cup squad? No. I say that because they are great players, but I think they lack international experience. It's the wrong time, really, to introduce, give players debuts and introduce new players to the squad who have already played together. And then you've got to ask yourself, which players will they push out who currently play for England? You've got Jack Wilshere, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Walcott if he was fit. Those players are already great and they've got experience and they know the team around them. These new players coming into the fold won't know the team around them. They won't have trained with England. So I think you need to start these players, especially the 3 lads at Hull, with friendlies and then qualifiers against lower ranked opponents. So maybe the qualifiers for Euro 16 that's just been drawn. Maybe the lads can start against San Marino or Estonia. That'd be a great chance for them. And when they get that chance, they've got to take it. So I don't think the lads at Hull will get a chance. They might perform well between now and the end of the season, but I think if Roy's got any sense, and I'm sure he has, I don't think he'll risk taking them over someone else with experience in such a crucial tournament. Once again, thank you for your questions. If you want to get in touch with the programme, you can on Twitter @AskEstuary, or you can now email the show as well on the bench @estuary.tv.
Thanks, Tom. If you want to send in your questions, that Twitter address is @AskEstuary. And if you want to contact us in the studio, tweet on the bench TV. We've got to go to a break now. We'll see you again in a few minutes. Welcome back to On the Bench. We're joined in the studio by Gareth Cornelius and Aiden Jakubic from Hull and Lincoln City Lacrosse clubs. It's been announced this week that winter sports in Britain are set to receive a funding boost after our most successful winter games at Sochi. Thoughts on this story, Aiden? Have you been seeing the Winter Olympics?
Yeah, I watched quite a lot of it. I think it's great for sport. I mean, obviously I'm quite a sporty person myself, and I think any kind of funding, especially getting pushed into niche sports like this, would be brilliant.
Yeah, definitely. And Gareth?
Well, we're probably not going to ever challenge the top 10 in the medal table, but I think the Netherlands showed that, you know, a sport like speed skating, where you don't need a mountain to learn how to do it, is certainly a way that you can rack up the medals and fly up the table.
Definitely. I mean, the issue we have in Britain is that we can't rely on snowfall, we can't rely on much weather. So how do you think that disadvantage affects us, Aiden, in terms of our future successes?
Just the actual availability to go and participate in the sport initially, I think. You know, if it's not on your doorstep, it's not going to be easy to participate in it, I don't think. So, you know, people such as France, they've got the mountains there, whereas we've not really got much at all, really.
Yeah, and Olympic funding is quite important for any sport. How do you get funding in lacrosse?
Lacrosse is the governing body in England gets funding from Sport England. They have to submit a whole sport plan, which is a 4-year plan of, you know, this is what we will do if you give us the money, and this is what we'll deliver. Last time around, the game got about £3.5 million from Sport England to promote, grow the game as much as possible. And the governing body put that into university sport at the minute, because it's where the game's growing. But, you know, down the line, that's where the money's going to come to clubs like us to start growing juniors.
Yeah, definitely. So in terms of looking to the future for lacrosse as well, is it apparent that we can see it in the Olympics, maybe?
I think it'd be hard to get in the Olympics just for now, but I think, you know, that's where the aim is eventually, I believe. But
yeah, I mean, I think the lacrosse is going to be included in the 2017 World Games, which is a stepping stone to being a part of the Olympics.
Absolutely.
So start satisfying the criteria for the IOC there, and perhaps lacrosse has a chance in maybe 2020 or 2024, perhaps.
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to get involved in lacrosse now, there's a very good chance that they could be part of the World Games and things that are coming up in the future. How could people get involved in the sport in Lincoln?
Just get in contact with us, really. We've got a website, we've got a Twitter and a Facebook. Just get in contact, come and try the sport. I mean, we've got a men's and a women's section. Both you can participate from the age of 16. So just come down, give it a try, and, you know, you get to play in our games, really.
Yeah. I mean, Gareth, do you get much interest from younger people? Because lacrosse isn't one of those sports that you hear about all in the news all the time. So do you get much interest from a younger generation?
There's a lot of interest from girls, because it's played predominantly in private girls' schools in the south of England. So the girls' side of the game could probably grow quite well. It's the men's side of the game that needs the boost and needs the promotion, really, to try and get it off its feet at a club level, really.
Yeah. And I suppose with the comparison between hockey and lacrosse, you've got that kind of female aspect of it as well.
Yeah, but I mean, most of the guys who play for Hull Lacrosse Club have come from a background of any sport you could really name. You know, we've got basketball players, we've got footballers, we've got a lot of rugby players and stuff who've come to the game. Most of us come to the game late, so it's not an intimidating environment. Everyone started out, you know, late into their teens, into their 20s, so it's, you know, anyone can come and try, really. And
how would they get involved at Hull?
Well, we're on Twitter at Hull Lacrosse. We tweet On The Bench all the time, so probably just look at On The Bench's feed and you'll find us there somewhere. And if you go on a search engine and type in Hull Lacrosse Club, then our website should come up as the first thing that you find.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much for your information there, guys. So next up on the programme, Matt Denson went along to Peaks Lane YMCA to try out futsal. Take a look and see how we got on.
Futsal. What do you know about that sport? That's what we intend to find out a bit more about today. It's a type of football with different rules and regulations. We've been invited with the crew to come and have a game tonight and see what juniors and seniors, how they play this game. Come and join us. Kevin, thank you very much for inviting us down here today. Now, I don't know a lot about futsal. Can you please introduce yourself and explain what we're going to do today?
Yeah, I'm Kevin Bryant. I'm a futsal coach, and I organise the Grimsby Futsal League, which has got about 70 teams playing from ages under 8 through to seniors. Yeah.
So, what are the main differences between football and futsal?
It's a faster game than football on outside the court. It's different to five-a-side work, which is traditional in this country where people are playing off the walls.
Yes.
You know, we're playing to a court, so people have to have a skill set to keep the ball on the pitch. Great rule in the game is restricting back passes to the goalkeeper, so that again keeps the ball in play and forces skill onto the players. Also, there's cumulative fouls, so you can't keep just fouling people.
So one of the major differences from what I can see is the balls. Please explain the balls to us.
In football, we're using a size 5, got bounces. Futsal, we're using a size 4.
Yes.
That doesn't bounce.
So it's a heavier ball?
Heavier ball, but if you compare, that should be used on an 11-a-side pitch.
Yes.
110 yards long by 80 odd yards wide.
Yes.
That's indoors, 60 by 40.
On Sunday as well.
So do you see an advantage in bringing your son down to see this? Because I understand it's a different skill set, is that right?
It is, but it's very complementary as well. I mean, several of the guys down here now play for my team on a Sunday, and you can certainly see the benefits in ball control.
Is this more skillful than football?
It's quicker.
It's quicker. What, with your feet it's quicker?
Yeah.
Or you're thinking quicker?
Everything really.
Yeah.
Okay. So
there's no place to hide on the pitch.
Yeah.
You've got to be constantly moving and been involved.
How long's a half? I never even asked that question. How long is a half?
15 minutes normal game.
Okay, and literally just 2 halves?
This is training, so it's normal half.
Okay. I challenge you, if you're sat at home thinking, I don't want to do that because I play football, this is skill. You'll learn and take a lot from this sport. Futsal, remember it? Get yourself down and join a local team. Promise you one thing, you'll enjoy this.
Excellent, thanks Matt. If you want to find out more about futsal in Grimsby, visit grimsbyfutsal.co.uk. Finally on the programme, the groups for the European qualifiers in football were announced on Sunday. England have been tipped to win their group with their biggest threat coming from Switzerland, whilst Scotland have been drawn in a group against Germany and the Republic of Ireland. Thoughts on the draw first, Aiden?
I think it's good news for us, really. I mean, we always want to get through this knockout stages, so we couldn't really ask for a better group, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. And Gareth, think we've got a good chance?
Well, I don't know, England always manage to screw up somewhere on the way through qualifications, so I'm sure they'll give us a rollercoaster ride still.
Well, this is the point we wanted to make, really, because FA are worried that we're not going to sell out Wembley and all the stadiums because there's not really big fixtures. Would you rather have the sell-out stadiums or get through the qualifiers? What do you think, Aiden?
Silly question, I think. I think we'd rather get through the qualifiers, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're there for. We're not to sell out stadiums. We're there to get through and, you know, try and win the championship. Yeah.
And do you think England are going to get complacent with this kind of draw? Do you think they're going to kind of just sail through it, or they're going to, like you say, bring challenges for themselves?
Well, I think it's an opportunity, really. They could use this as a chance to blood a lot of young players and give them some international experience where there's a lot less pressure because they're not playing the likes of Germany, France, you know, big threats like Poland and stuff. So they've got a chance where they can, you know, give youth a chance, perhaps.
Definitely. And obviously they've got a lot of youth players. Do you think that's a key point for them?
Definitely. I mean, we've had the same kind of players in our team for years and years with Lampards and Gerrards. I think everyone's calling for some change, so again, this could be the opportunity which they need. Perfect.
Thank you very much for your viewpoints. Well, that's about all we've got time for this week, but before we go, let's just look ahead to some of the upcoming fixtures in the following week. In the Conference North, North Ferriby are at home to Vauxhall Motors on Saturday. Gainsborough Trinity are away at Oxford City. In the Conference, Grimsby Town are at Southport tonight, hoping to bounce back from their FA Trophy exit on Saturday. Looking ahead to Saturday, Town are at home to Salisbury and Lincoln City are away at Aldershot. And in League 2, Scunthorpe are at home to Bristol Rovers tonight and away at Newport on Saturday. That's about all we've got time for this week. Thanks to our guests Gareth Cornelius and Aiden Jakubic. And thanks to Kevin Bryant at the Grimsby Futsal League. Rob's back on the show next week. Be sure to join him then. Goodbye.